All right, let's continue with the unit. We're going to do full transformation. Now we're going to bring all the transformational processes here and put them all together, and we're going to go through a few examples. All right, so if we have a transformation that the function f of x equal to y goes through the transformation y equal to a, open the bracket, f of b times x plus minus c, close the bracket, plus or minus d. Now this is basically the setup that you want to use. All right, and notice that the form has to be like this in order for you to do a proper transformation. All right, it has to be, a has to be in front, b has to be in front of the bracket, not inside of the bracket of in front of the x, and I use plus or minus c depending on is positive or negative and all that. Now based on what we talked about, we can just do the point transformation here. xy goes through the transformation based on what we see up here. So x divided by b, because b was the expansion compression factor for the horizontal, then c was the horizontal shift, and then a was the vertical and expansion and compression factor that affects only y, and then whatever the movement for the vertical shift is. All right, let's look at an example. We got a 0.32 on the original graph of f of x. We're going to do this transformation to it. This is the transformation we're going to do, and we're going to change that coordinate and see what happens after all the transformation. Now here's the first thing that you need to know. Order of transformation matters. You must follow the order, and the order of transformation starts with reflection and goes from there. So first one is the reflection of any kind, reflection, vertical and horizontal. Okay, we need to know both. Then you're dealing with the horizontal, and then you start with from the left to the right. So horizontal shift, and then vertical, and then you're done, and that would be the end. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and do the first. So first we're gonna deal with this negative in front, right there. Okay, what does that do to the original graph? So we have 3, 2, that's the original point. That becomes reflection, and remember, when you do the reflection over the x-axis, the y value changes. So that becomes 3 comma minus 2. That's the first thing that happens. Next, we have to deal with this 2 right here, and that's what that is. That's the 2. Well, that just only is the vertical expansion. So what happened is that now 3 minus 2 becomes 3 minus 4. Great, simple as that. We're just following it one step at a time. Next piece is the horizontal shift. Now this is the negative in here that we're going to deal with. That's your number 2. Okay, that's your number 2, as in number 1a, 1, 2, yeah, right there. That's number 2. So that means is the reflection over the y-axis. So 3 minus 4 becomes minus 3 minus 4 is because it only affects the x values. Simple as that. The next piece is very important. Notice that this function is not written in this format that we started with. There is the 3 in front of x, but it's inside of the bracket. We need to make sure that the format stays, so we need to force it to be in that format. That means we need to rewrite this equation. So I'm going to rewrite that equation using the original form. So minus 2 is out. F. Now I'm going to take the 3 out, or factor 3 out of the inside the bracket, and I'll get 3 out, and I'll just basically get minus 1, x minus 1 inside the bracket, and then plus 1. Okay, so simple as that. Now if you want to, you can put a bracket around it like that as well. Now this looks like that. Okay, now it looks like the original form. Very good. We factored 3 out. Now we can say, what does 3 do? Okay, so important. Now we have the 3 we're going to deal with. This is the 3. We're going to deal with this 3, and that is the horizontal compression by a factor of a third. That means now we're going to have divide the the x value by third, and that's what that is. This is the 3 right there. Okay, now you can write that as -1, and I guess we should do that. Let's do that. So this is actually -1, -1, -4. Great. Let's move on to the part, and that is the value which is, we are adding c is 1. That means we're going to add 1 to -1 with the x value. So -1 plus 1, that would be 0. So it would be 0 here, and then -4. It stays the same. Okay, so that will stay the same. That's not going to change. All right, so that's what that is. Next, we're going to deal with the vertical. So let's do with the vertical, and that would be the end of that. The vertical shift at the end, and the vertical shift at the end says we just have to add 1 to what we have. So it turns out that 0 minus 4 becomes 0, -3. And that would be the final point. So the point that we started up with, which was 3, 2, after transformation, we got 0, -3. So let's put them all together. If you have the original function that's been transformed by this new function, the first thing you do, you have to change it to the standard form. Remember, the standard form has to have x on its own, then the coefficient of x has to be outside of the bracket. The -2 is front, so you factor that out, you make it as a standard form. Then you follow the order of transformation. That has to be the case. Now, if you want to check, remember I gave you at the beginning, I gave you this point transformation, which is right here, which is right there. You can actually plug in the values for A, B, C, D, and then do the transformation and check. And in this case, when you do that, sure enough, you'll end up getting 0, -3, and that's the coordinate. Okay, now notice that I have the original coordinate with A, B, C, and D. When I plug it in, that's what I'll get, and that's what that is. Okay, and that is exactly what we got, 0 and -3. Okay, so step by step, you go through, make sure you follow the order of transformation, and you'll get it.